Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talk of the Town. Tonight, my guests are the mayor of the city of Bowie, Frederick Robinson, who completed the city's budget last night and is not at all tired. He just did it very easily. And the vote was, I think, 6-1 in
Right.
favor of the mayor and in favor of a good budget for the city. And also Len Lucci, who is a native Bowieite. I don't think there are many Bowie people living here today that are native to the city, and Len is. Len's also the city's attorney. He's the guy that we rely on to go to Annapolis and push Bowie and push the city of Bowie and the mayor's agenda, and he does a very good job at that. He's also a partner of a prestigious law firm that's been in business in this county for many, many years. O'Malley and Miles were the principal lawyers that ran this law firm, and now I think it's O'Malley, or it should be O'Malley, Miles, and Lucci. Whether or not that's true, I don't know.
We don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
And we were talking earlier about what we really want to address tonight on Talk of the Town. And the mayor suggested that we do maybe just touch on the national politics and then go to state politics and then to what's happening in the city in the delegates race and the senators race. The mayor wants to really talk about Senator Specter in Pennsylvania, Republican Democrat. I think, wait a minute, a Democrat, a Republican, and now
A Democrat again.
And the consensus, which is limited to me, is that Specter is going to win in a close one. What do you think, Fred?
I think you're going to be disappointed at the end of the evening. I mean, I don't know. I've been following the news reports like everybody else does. It looks to me like the senator is caught up in a lot of that anti-incumbent, anti-Washington feeling. From what the prognosticators in Pennsylvania were saying, he really needed a big turnout today in the urban centers of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and others in order to be competitive, let alone win. Unfortunately, it's been pouring and raining in Pennsylvania for like 2 days, and Philadelphia, where he needs a big turnout, they're also having, I think, a hockey playoff, and the Philadelphia Phillies are playing. So I'm concerned for Mr. Specter's longevity. I think this may be the beginning of the end of a long career.
What do you think, Len?
I think he's going to lose. Congressman Seastack, who's a retired vice admiral, ran just a devastating ad showing Senator Specter saying that he was just changing parties so he could be reelected, and then showed him with George Bush.
With the accent on the word reelected. And I noticed on that ad, it's somewhat pause. I'm running to get reelected.
Very effective ad.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah. Well, at least he made no pretense that this was a principled change.
Right.
He said that publicly. He says, the reason I'm leaving the Republican Party to go to the Democratic Party is if I stay in the Republican Party, I'll lose the primary.
Party switchers rarely survive when they try and run from the other party. Just it's very rare that they actually can pull it off.
Yeah.
What do you think about, though, the impact of, say that across the board, what they're talking about, was it Oregon, Kentucky, and Arkansas, and the incumbents are in there, and of course Pennsylvania we just addressed. What do you think about if this thing breaks, that the incumbents all go bye-bye, does that then have an impact on 2012, or is eventually whatever this is about the people, that this anger that is driving them to get rid of the incumbents, you think that'll continue on, or will it suddenly fizzle out?
It all depends on the economy. If the economy gets better by November, then the Democrats will do better. If not, then they won't. And it's not just Wall Street doing better. Unemployment has to go down, because that's a number that people really feel and experience. Wall Street's a fake number. Unemployment rate's a very real number.
But the thing about that's very interesting, and Fred and I were talking about that before. My view is that if you read carefully through the news and the business sections, you can see that there's a trend that things are improving. One, in the community of real estate and housing, that seems to be getting better. General Motors, for the first time in forever, have paid back money to the Treasury and also have made a profit of $800 million or something like that, and they owed $4 billion back. So the financial community seems to be recovering and doing better. And I wonder if that's the beginning of the dropping the unemployment rate, which Fred, of course, made the point, and you can make it again, that's the real number. Yeah. If it stays anywhere near 10%, there's trouble. Even if it drops a percentage point or two, it still would be trouble. And that, I think you're absolutely right. The key to what happens is if the economy recovers, the Democrats will be doing well.
And if it doesn't?
The Democrats will get aced.
If you look at, there are so many mixed numbers in there. Housing sales are up by 5 or 6%, but housing permits are down by about 11%. I think the thing that Lynn speak to is the key. I mean, there seems to be some positive movement in the general economy, but unless there's a job improvement portion of that, then I think the incumbents are really going to take it in the neck, and there will probably be more Democrat incumbents than Republican incumbents that are up in the Senate this year. But I think what everybody's concerned about is this could be, for a long time, a jobless recovery. And if that number stays at 10%, I think the incumbent parties, and the White House is going to be in trouble. Whether it's, because people aren't going to look at the cause or the history or the source. They're just going to look at the number.
A lot of it's an economic correction. Some of those jobs are never coming back.
I think you're right.
The economy's changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it doesn't look to me as though there's any really stimulus to produce more jobs. However, that they were losing 700 and 650,000 a month, and now I understand that last month we gained 280,000.
Yeah, well, that was a bigger number than people think about. I mean, because if you look at where 18 months ago the economy was losing, but there were 600,000-700,000 jobs a month, and there's a very modest increase over the last couple of months. I mean, so just that shift is significant, but the problem is you have to generate, well over 1 million jobs a year just to get, the new entries into it. So in order to start chipping away at that unemployment figure, you've got to get tons and tons of new jobs. And I think Lynn is absolutely right on the thing. As the economy tends to shift, a lot of those jobs are not going to be back. If you look at automotive, I mean, there's more robotics coming in. There's more, alternative employment practices. A lot of companies now are finding that they're actually producing more with less, and that's going to have a profound effect.
Oh, it's true. The production of the U.S. workers is way up.
Yeah, it is.
And that, of course, that's a positive thing. But as you say, that means that you don't have to hire someone else for the line or someone else in the manufacturing area.
The last month, the largest increase in jobs of all 50 states was in the state of Maryland.
Yeah, that's
great.
So we have one very happy governor.
Oh, that is good, and he should be happy, because when I first looked at the stats, it was a few months ago, and 60,000 of the new jobs were with the census, and that jacked up from 220 or 30 to 290.
It's at the federal level.
Yeah, and that was interesting. But the state of Maryland, the economy in the state of Maryland, and especially in the fringe where we are, fringe of Washington, D.C., we seem to do fairly well in terms of not facing the kind of crisis that the people who live in Michigan and places like that